Hello and welcome to this HTML5 video. In this video, we are going to have a look at HTML5, and by the time we end this video, we will be in a position to actually execute a website, fully functional website, and that is the target of this tutorial today. So let's begin. Now, before I start, I would like to dwell upon some of these things that I have written over here. The first one is it is very important to know these terms tag, element, and attributes. Okay, so the tag is basically a kind of a command given on a web page, and it is enclosed in two angle brackets or less than or greater than symbol. Now, the second thing is an element. So, what is an element? The whole command here, if you see this, is basically an element. So h1 and then this hello, that is what is written over here, and then this closing tag. So in HTML, every tag, not every tag, most of the tags, they have an opening tag and then they have a closing tag. And how do we close a tag? We close a tag using this forward slash. The third thing that comes is an attribute. So here I have written image, tag. SCR is source. I haven't written the source there, but I want to show you the attributes, width and height. These are two attributes that this tag has. So tag is anything that is enclosed in those two angle brackets, and a full statement like this, where you have an opening tag and a closing tag, is an element. An attribute is, the example is given over here, like you have an image tag, and if you want to fix the height and width of this, then you can use the attributes. Now when it comes to HTML5, they have these new tags: header, nav, main, section, article, figure, footer. Basically they are the good old divs. The divs were used to divide a page into several sections. Now they have been given specific names. So header is basically to like define. I'll just explain it to you in detail. Nav is a navigation bar. Main is the main part of your web page, and then inside that main you can have sections. And if you want to write an article, you can put the article tag there. It is basically to replace the paragraph tag. Then figure, where you can put photographs or other things in it and given caption to them. And then you have the footer, and footer tag is basically the bottom part of your web page. So most HTML tags have an open and a closing tag, but there are exceptions like HR tag, BR tag, IMG tag. HR is horizontal row in case if you want to draw a kind of a line there. Rule, horizontal rule. BR is break row if you want to put a blank line in between two elements, right? And then IMG tag I just showed you. Okay, so let's have a look at what we are going to make. So at the end of this tutorial, we will be able to make something like this. Okay, so this is a fully functional, if you look at it, and I will try and cover almost most of the things that you normally have on a website. So you click on home, so you get this. This is basically the header part where you have the nav bar. This is the nav bar, and this is your icon. Okay, and then you have this big photograph. Normally most websites they do have, and after that I have this heading here, and after the heading I have three paragraphs. Then I have three photographs with the caption here, and then I have these three tags. So if you click on YouTube, it will actually work and it will take you to my channel here. So this is the idea behind it, and this portion is actually known as the footer part. Okay, so back to top, and that's how it actually works. It's a fully functional thing. And not only that, if you look at the branches here I'm trying to, I have put a list here. Okay, this is ordered list. You have two types of lists, ordered and unordered lists. Then again, you have a paragraph here, and then you have a table here as well. So, and this one is a kind of a collage that I have made. I put these photographs, and you can download these photographs from, there are lots of websites where you can get these free photographs. So I sometimes use Pexels, so I went there and I downloaded. And there are some other websites also that you can actually use. And this one basically has a text area. These are input boxes. Okay, I mean, you can type anything you like here. Nothing goes anywhere, but because there is no backend there, but this is to just demonstrate you how you can actually use. Okay, so you click here and it won't crash. The website is fully functional as I told you. So by the end of this video, we should be able to learn how to actually design a website like the one I have designed. So before we begin, this is my desktop and I'm using Windows laptop here. You can use Mac or whatever you want. One of the most important thing when you design a website is that you create a folder and everything should be stored in that folder. So I'm going to create my folder and I call it my first website. Okay, and then I'll open it, and if you want I can directly make a web page here, or it's very simple. So let's set it up first. So I'll create new, and then I'll go to for a text document, and the first page, as you know, the home page is known as index, and don't forget to write HTML. That's the extension. So my HTML index is created, but if I click on it, nothing will happen because there is nothing in it at the moment. And then another important thing, I'll make a folder here in which I'm going to store all my images. Another thing that I will tell you is before you begin, and that is that we should have all our stuff ready when we are working on it. Like I have all the photographs, almost all the stuff that I need is already in my folders. So I just have to copy and paste from there. So it would be better that if you are ready, think of a topic, work on that topic, collect your material, and then you start designing it. So if you look at it here, I have all the photographs here. I have put them in my folder, images folder, and now we will start writing our web pages. So there are many ways we can do it. You can even use a simple notepad to make a or type a website pages, or you can download an IDE or a editor where you can basically edit your web pages. That's the easiest way to do it. And there are so many editors are available. You can go to Google, search, and you can get freely available editors. The one that I am going to use is Visual Studio Code. It is very powerful, very nice, and I prefer using it for most of my development work. So what will I do? I'll drag and drop my folder here now. And if you see, it has already come. This is the images folder. All my images are there. I have so many images I've already put. Okay, so this is the folder, and right. So this is the images folder. I close it, and this is my index file where there is nothing in it. So let's set it up first so that whatever I do this side, we can see here as well. Okay, so I have set it up now. What is actually a web page? If you see, And every HTML page actually begins with this HTML tag. And then comes the head. Okay. Inside the head comes title. Okay. And after the head tag comes the body tag. So this is, in simple terms, is basically the structure of a web page. So what is the title? Whatever I'll write here will be displayed here in the title bar there. Okay. So if I, let's say, write here my first website. Okay. And if I save it and I refresh it, you can see here my first website. That is the title of this website. Okay. So this is a simple page structure. HTML tag is the first one, then comes head, where we'll discuss as we go along, like what else we can put over there or what else we put over there. And then comes this body tag. This is where all the stuff is going to be put. And then, as I told you, most of the tags, they have a opening tag, and then you have to have a matching closing tag also. Not all of them, but most of them. So if you see this title, it has been closed here, and head is being closed here. Okay, so the body tag here, and it is being closed here. So for the time being, I'm going to delete this, and I'll use Emmet. And when I click on it, it actually creates this basic, HTML page for me, right? Don't worry about this meta tag. Okay, we'll discuss these later on. If you look at it, this doc type HTML means that this is a HTML page. This is depicting the character set, and the viewport we'll discuss little later or afterwards maybe. So the title was my first website. Okay, so I'll save it, and when I display, it's going to display here my first website, if you see that. Okay, so if you look at this page, right, so the first thing over there is the logo that we have to put. So first we're going to define the header tag. It's no, yeah, header. Okay, and inside the header tag, I'm going to insert an image. So I'll say, okay, and then src, that is the source, which means where this image is actually stored. So this is very, very important. If you look at it, my image is stored inside this folder. Okay, so I'll say I images, and then I'll write the name of the image, and that is going to be logo.jpg. Okay, so if I save it and I go there, I click on it, nothing happens. So this, I'll have to mention the root. So if you look at it, you have to be very careful when you type src, image source, right? And you see here it is displayed. So this is my logo, right? Or if it is too big, I can reduce its size. I can say width, seems pretty big actually if I see it on full page, and I'll write here 10% and I save it. I refresh, right? So this is the right size. Okay, so my logo image is there. Now I'm going to create the nav bar where we are actually going to, but if you, let's have a look at it. So there is a horizontal rule there, HR. So I'll put an HR tag there. Okay, so if I save it and refresh it, you can see it is displayed nicely over there, right? So let's start with nav now, nav. Okay, so, and then I'm going to put a tag, the anchor tag, which is basically is to link href. Okay, and whatever you will put inside it, it is going to basically connect to those pages. So my first page is index.html, and close it. It closes there. Anchor tag has a closing tag. So I'll write here home. That's my home page. Okay, and then very simple. I can just copy and paste it here. I have 4 links. Yeah, if I look at it, there are 4 links there. Okay, so there are 4 links. So if I save it now, okay, so I'll just do that. You see it's coming here. So this is home, and the second one is branches. The third one is if I look at it, flowers. And the fourth one is contact. I save this and I refresh this, see it has changed. The only difference is that, like it has little spaces in between. So we can do that. There is code for that, HTML code, and that code is, we'll put it like ampersand EMSP space, right? I'll copy this and I'll put it here. I'll save it, refresh it, and something is gone wrong again. So made a mistake again. That's how we all learn. I think semicolon is needed. Otherwise it is not going to work. So Control S, and just see that the gap has, okay, they're nicely spaced now. So to make them little darker so that they look little better, so I'll do that, and I'm going to close my bold tag here. Control S. Okay, so if you look at it, right, so that's how it is happening. But if I'll click here, nothing will happen. And the reason is because it is all linked to one page, and that is index.html, right? So that's why it is sticking or staying on this page. Okay, so this is done now. My nav bar is ready. Now I have to put a picture there. and that is going to be the main picture there. So after header, right, so I'll just put a photograph here. I'll say IMG. Okay, so SRC equals to, and then we're going to put, the picture is going to be tulips. There is another thing that we can put is alt. So if I go there and I put it here, this basically helps when people try to search for photographs in Google. So basically, if you have these alt tags there, so it's going to bring up your website over there. So it's going to actually help your websites. So I save it. Something has gone wrong again. And that is that I haven't put the images. Right? So that's how it is. I'll save it, and if I click on it, there is something has gone wrong again. So let's see now. Yeah. Okay, so it's there. Right. So if I see on full screen, if you see, it is not actually coming. Right. So let's do something. And what we can do is we can give it an attribute width, and we'll make it 100%. Okay, let's save it. And if I refresh it, well, it's going to show you no matter how big your page is. Okay, so it's going to fill it up. Okay, so but if you see my actual page, there are these gaps there. So I have to put the gaps. So there is a gap after the nav bar. Okay, so wherever I want, I can put a PR tag. Okay, let's put 2, so it is spaced out nicely. And when I refresh it, you can see, but 2 is too much, I think. So let's put it 1. Save it. Yeah, that's better. And let's put 1 after this also. So if I refresh, it's nicely spaced out. Okay, so what is the next item on this? Now we have this another HR tag. Right, so I'll just come down here. And let's put in HR tag. Okay, and then comes my main tag. Main, yeah, right. So all the stuff is going to be put inside it. So let's put in H1 tag here. H1 tag is for basically headings, as you may be knowing. So I'll write FLOWERS, flowers, save it. And if you see, there is an HR thing afterwards also. So I'll do that HR tag, save. And if I go to my web page, just see that, right? So it's very much similar to this one. And now we have to put some paragraphs. So there are, how many paragraphs are there? There are 3 paragraphs are there. Okay, so 3 paragraphs we have to put. So I'm going to go here, and then I'll use the section tag. Okay, and inside the section tag, I can use article tag. Right, so I close it, and inside the article tag, I have to put my So I'll go there. If I say this code provides me how many words I want, let's say I want 50 words. So I'll write there. And if you see, okay, 50 words have been inserted there. Okay, so I have made one paragraph. So I save it and I do it here. Just see it's come here. Okay, so one paragraph is already there. So what will I do is I'll copy and paste this again, right? Save it, then again copy and paste, save it, and if I refresh it, you see that, right? So let's space it out nicely. So I'll have a br tag here to put a space, and then I'll have another br tag here to put a blank line there, and then one here. So what happens is when I run it, okay, see it's looking better now. Okay, and let's have a look at our main page. This is our main page. Okay, so there is a horizontal rule here, one, and one is after the photographs there. So let's put a horizontal rule here, HR, save it, right? So there is a HR tag there, and then I will have another tag that I'm going to use, which is actually used for putting photographs and things, and that is known as figure tag. So I'm going to use figure tag. So let's do it this way, right? And then I'll put my image src here. I'll copy and paste it. So copy, and then I'll paste it here. Right, so let's change the name of this. So the first photograph that I have over there is, it's sunflower. So what is it called here? It is sunflower, yeah, .jpg, and the width I will keep is 30%. I already know all this, that's why I'm doing it. So I'll say save, right? You see the photographs have come. So the first photograph is sunflower, the second one is, it's different, so I'll take it rose, okay, and the third one is not going to be sunflower, the third one is daisy. Control S, refresh it, and you can see all the photographs are there. So in my main page, if you see, there is a caption also there. Okay, so in figure tag we can use fig caption, and I can write here pictures of different flowers. The first one is sunflower, the second one is rose, and the third one is daisy. So it has come over there, pictures of different flowers, sunflower, right, rose and daisy. Okay, so that is done. Now the next thing is a horizontal rule after this. So after this, I'll put a horizontal rule here, HR, save it, and it's there. Okay, the next thing is that I have these photographs again. And now I'll close my main tag. It is already closed. And then I'll go for the footer tag. Okay. And in case if you want to put it in the center, so I'll write it here, though we can do it afterwards. So we are going to do it afterward. This is not the right way to do it, but to make it look a little better. Okay, so footer is going to be in the center. The first thing is that there are some photographs there. Okay, so I'll go there, I'll copy it, and I'll put it here. So there are 3 such photographs there. The first one is IMG that is YT PNG. These are PNG photographs. Okay, I can see the names here also. Okay, so PNG is there, YT PNG. That is for YouTube. The second one is TW, that is for Twitter PNG. And there is a third one also there, and the third one is LinkedIn, so that is LI. Okay, so I say Control S. Right, let's see if it is going to be displayed here. So you can see they are displayed here, right? They're looking very big, so let's make them 10%. So I save it, refresh it, and here it is. Okay, it's looking much better now, right? And after this, I have this author Pankaj Sharma copyright and stuff. Okay, so inside the footer tag, I can put a P tag. That's the paragraph tag. And I can write over here in bold if I want. So inside there, I'll say bold. And now I write AUTHOR author, PANKAJ, Pankaj Sharma, and then copyright. And if I want to put copyright character, I will have to say ampersand COPY. And if I save it and refresh it, you see it has come. Okay, so it's already there. What else is there? There is my mail. Okay, so I'll do that also. Right, so for that I'll have to put an anchor tag A, and we can write here mail to, and my mail I'll write and I'll put a heading here, at Control S. Right, it's come over there. And then we also have something at the top, this back to top. This is another anchor tag there. So outside the footer, I'll put it as H3 so it won't be too big. There are 6 levels of headings as you may be knowing. So A, href, and I'll just do it here, right? And is a hash, and I refer it to logo so that it moves up. Okay, and then comes the back to top. Control S, and if you refresh it, well, there it is. Okay, so that's done. Now one more thing we have to do is, now these are only pictures, so if I click on them, nothing is going to happen. So if you have to convert these pictures into links, right? So you will have to put these pictures inside anchor tags. So I'll make an anchor tag here, ahref, and for just now I'll just put a hash there so that, like, it doesn't go anywhere. And the reason for that is because in case if you want to put your own YouTube link, so you can put your YouTube link over there, and let's close it, right? So Control S, and let's do it for this as well. A hash there, and then let's close it. So I'll copy this to do it a little faster, and then I'm going to put it here. That's the last one, LinkedIn. So I paste it here. Should have done it before. Okay, so that is closed now, right? This is a tag ahref, image inside it. A tag is closed here, the anchor tag ahref, and then that is there. So if you refresh it, right, nothing is going to happen, but you see the links have been made. So what happens is, here, if you put, let's say, if you have your own Twitter account, you can put the link to Twitter account here. Okay, and if you have a LinkedIn page, you can put your LinkedIn link over here, and if you will click on it, it is going to work, right? So that's how it is. Okay, so we've done so much, and now this page is almost ready. Okay, so if you look at it, your back to logo is not working. Okay, let me see. I forgot to put the ID here, and ID is a unique thing, a unique name given to this. So I'll have to give it an ID, and my ID for this is logo, right? I save it, refresh it, and yeah. Okay, so it works. So if you look at this page, this is completely done. Okay, now what we have to do is, we have to make the rest of the pages like branches, flowers. Okay, so first thing what we are going to do is, let's go up. Okay, let's make some pages here. So I'll make branches. Branches HTML. I made a mistake, I think, yeah. So let's delete it. Now that's correct. So branches is made. The second one is flowers. So I'll make all three. I'll say flowers dot html. HTML, yeah, that's made. And the last one is contact. Right, so all these have been made. The main one is index. And if you see, if I click on branches, okay, here, this is the main one. Okay, so if I click on home, if you look at branches, only this picture is changing, but most part except this middle part, the everything else is the same. So what we can do is we can copy this, right? Control A, Control C, and I go to branches and I'll paste it here, right? And Control S, right? So if I have to change let's change this one first here. This is the second one is going to be branches. Okay, and third one is flowers. The fourth one is going to be contact. After changing it, I'll say Control A, Control C, and I'll paste it here. Control A, Control V, and I'll go to flowers. Control V, Control S. I'll go to contact. Control V and Control S. So all my files are ready. It's just that they are all the same at the moment. Okay, so I go to my branches, and if you click on the branches, the photograph is different. Okay, that we can do. So I'll click here, right? This is my, if I click on branches, it is the same just now. So let's go to branches, and there is this tulip. In branches I have a different photograph. This is the file name background1.jpg. So I save it, I go there, and if I click on branches, the photograph has changed. So this is my branches, and now let's see what is the content on branches. The list of flowers we sell. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to delete certain parts of it. So I'm going to do that now, and let's delete this. Okay, so from here, this article to this article I'll delete. And what do we have to write here? List of flowers. So I'll go there, and here I'll write so if I refresh it, it changes list of flowers. Okay, that's done. Now we have to make this list here. So for that, we'll have to use OL tag. Okay, And in list items li, we're going to write roses, and in bracket all colors, copy this and paste it here several times, 6 times. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So roses, and after roses we have daisy. After daisy we have sunflower. And after sunflowers we have lotus. Comes in two colors, white, red and white. Put it in a section. Let's delete this. Control S. So if I go there and refresh it, here is the list, right? And after the list comes branch offices. Okay, there is a kind of a paragraph there. So I'll just do that here. First of all, let's remove this figure tag. We don't need it anymore. Control X. Okay, so there is a section tag here. So I'll just put another section. And inside the section, I'll put header. And I'll say header 2. And I'll write here branch offices. Okay, so after branch offices, there is a article there. So I'll put an article tag. And again, I'll write Lauren. And I want 50 words. Okay, so that's done. Control S, refresh it. Right, so it's come over there. Okay, so there was a rule before and after. So we need a horizontal rule here after this. HR. Okay, so I'll save it. Go there, refresh it. Yeah, there is one after, and then after that comes our branch offices in the world. Okay, so here if you see we have a table here. Okay, it has 1 2 3 4 columns, and then it has 1 2 3 4 5 rows. So let's say control, I pasted it to save some time. So if you look at it, this is a table here. It has a border, right? So I'll go there, I'll save it. And if I refresh it, you see it comes over here. So if you see this is a table here with the border too. Actually, it is all done in CSS since I have decided to do it only in HTML and CS later on. So therefore, I just put it, though it is not the right thing to do, but for the time being. And this caption here, if you see, okay, it's here, right? And then you have table rows. So country, city, branch name, price, it's here, the table rows. Okay, the TH table heading rather. Okay, and then we come here with TR tag again, TD table data. So that's table data for you there. Okay, so we have how many rows? 1 2 3 4 5 rows are here, and this table ends here. Okay, so that is done. And then we have this, so I'll have to just remove one extra HR rule there. So I'll remove it. Okay, let's clean it a little bit. Yes. Okay, so I'll say Control A. It's done. Aligned properly. Save it. Refresh it. And it's ready. Back to top. It goes there. Okay, so the second page is almost done. Right now we come to the third page, and that is basically the flowers page here. So if I go there, you can't see it just now, but I'll show you. Okay, so let's work on the flower page. So after the flowers page, okay, so this is branches page. Okay, so we are going to work on flowers page. As I told you, the only thing that changes is the main part. Okay, so we've done that already. There's an extra main here. I delete it. Okay, so let's do away with it. Okay, so save it, and if I refresh it, click on flowers, it's here. Okay, so it won't look nice just now, but if you put it this way, you will see the, okay, all the flowers are there. So what is this one now? If you see, this is the nav bar. After the nav bar, there is this big photograph there, picture. We have to change this. Okay, and when we go to the flowers, there is a different photograph there, and that photograph is actually not there now. So what have we done? We've removed the big photograph and we have put these collage. Okay, so that's how it is. So if you look at it here, what are we doing? We have a section and then we have a figure tag in it, and then there are 3 photographs, okay, inside figure tag, and then there is a figure caption there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and you see here the caption. The same thing happens here. I close this section, and why have I done it is because in the second part we are going to work with CSS. Okay, so it will come handy later on when we apply CSS to these sections. So figure here, again caption, so here, right, and then there is the third row here, and again there is a caption here, and there is here the fourth row. Okay, so that's how it is, and the rest part remains the same. So if you click on back to top, it will go on the top. Okay, so once you make the first page, after that it becomes really simple. So now we are going to work on the contact page. Now if you go there and click on the contact page, in the contact page you have a photograph there, and then you have this contact us information. Okay, for this I have used address tag. This is a text area where you can type something, and these are input boxes. This is for email, this is for password, and this is for first second name. Okay, so let's get cracking and let's work on contact page. So first thing we have to do is we have to delete few things from here, and those are going to be these paragraphs. Okay, so from contact forms I have deleted all this, and in place of flowers it is going to be contact us. Save it, and if I go there, I refresh it, click on contact. Okay, so it's there. Now we have to change this photograph. Okay, so if I save this now, the photograph is background 2. I click it, it changes there. Okay, so let's start tracking. Now the address, I use this tag, address tag. Okay, and let's do something which is align. See this We actually do all this in CSS, but just to make it look a little better, save it, and then go to type the address. Okay, so I'm going to type my, so I'll say here, see here, written by, and then br tag to move it to the next line. Then again a br tag there, and then I'll write at YouTube br tag, and then Uttarakhand. So let's save it, go there. Yeah, so far so good. So you can see that it's there, right? So the whole thing is in bold, I think, yeah. So that's why it's looking like that. So I'll put the B tag here, that's the bold. Okay, delete it and I'll close it here. Mistake here, double. Okay, so if I refresh it, that's how it is. And now I have to put this uh, text area. So for this is a form. So I'm going to put a form here. Okay, and I'll put it outside the loop, outside the main area. So I'll say form. Okay, the first thing is, and this also, let's say I'll write here ALIGN, align, and I'll write here okay. So first thing is text area. Okay, so text area, and if you want an ID to be given to it, we can give an ID. Okay, or let's give an ID because anyway we are going to use. So I call it my text. Okay, and after that a name needs to be given to it. So I'll say the same thing, my text. Okay, so how many rows and columns I want here? Like if you see here, so let's say rows, maybe I put 5. Okay, and let's say double quotes 5, and columns is equal to, let's say, 50 or 60. Okay, and placeholder, and whatever I will write inside this placeholder is going to be displayed over there. So I'll say please give us your feedback. Okay, and I'll close this. Okay, so it gets closed itself. Yeah, and then I'm going to write something here, br to get 2 extra lines there. Okay, so I go there and you see here. Okay, see why this placeholder is a better option. You can put a label also, but I think it looks better. So that's why I use this. Okay, so I've done that, and now the next thing that I'm going to put is the first name, last name, password, and email. These are input boxes. So we are going to use input box here. Okay, right. So if you see here, I have, just to save time, I have copied and pasted it. So we did this input box there. First here, if you see this text area there. Okay, now we have these first name. So input type text, name, first name, whatever you want to give it, you can give it. And then again, the placeholder, the same way I've done it. Okay, so then we have last name, and then password field is mentioned in password, that the form takes care of it itself. Okay, and then email field is also there. So if in case if you don't have to put any validation to check whether the email is correct or not. If it doesn't have an @ it will give you an error. Okay, so the email field takes care of that, and then there is a button there which is going to be this submit button, though we haven't set or done anything at the back end. So therefore just keep in mind that nothing is going to go anywhere, right? So it is going to display, and that is it, right? So the form is made. I save it now. I go there, I refresh it, and if you see, everything is there. So you want to write something, you can write something here, and then you want to write your first name, your last name, your password, whatever is your password. Okay, and then you put your mail, you click on submit. Though I told you nothing will happen, but anyway, this is to basically show you how to design a thing. So this, if you look at this website, it's been completed now. Okay, and you click here, you see that. Okay, so it's working, right? And if I click on this back to top, it goes there. It's a fully functional website made only in HTML5. Okay, so if I click on this one, okay, it's there because I haven't put any link there. But if I'll put a link over there, it's going to actually open that link because photograph that I have put is inside this. Okay, so if I put a link here, I'll open something in YouTube. Let's go there. Okay, I go anywhere. So let's say this one only, and I copy the link, copy, and where is my YouTube thing here? Save. Okay, so I put it in my home page. I'll go to the home page, refresh it, and if I click on this, it's going to open it, right?
Hello, I'm Jefferson Lewis, and in this episode, I'm going to show you how to record.
Okay, so that's how it is. And in case if you want to open it, you have to, in a new window, you have to say target blank. Okay, so once you do that, then, like you can say here, I think that should do the trick. Yes. Okay, so it's opening in another one, right? So that's how you can do it. So in this HTML5, we have actually made, if you look at it, a fully functional website. It's a very simple, decent looking website. Okay, I will praise it because I designed it myself. But this is just the beginning of designing websites. And in the next part, I will basically use CSS, or I will try and explain how CSS actually works and how can you make these things look better with CSS. Okay, because if you see the spacing and the fonts and all the other things, we can do much better than what we have done just now, right? So in my next video, I will try and use CSS to make this website look better. Okay, all the best and bye for now.